Hi, I'm Arnie Skelton, and each week in this podcast series I'm going to offer you my top 10 tips on particular topics or themes that might be of interest to you as a teacher or manager or both. Hi, and welcome to this week's podcast, which, as I said last week, a follow-on from last week's podcast. Last week we were talking about what you could do to stay positive and a bit upbeat during this crisis, and I said I would use this week's podcast to outline a program of some of the support events that I'm going to organise and arrange, so that if you wanted to take part in some kind of structured what I'm calling Uplift sessions, then you'd be very welcome to do so, and they're all free. And I'm going to run through my schedule for the week, the upcoming weeks, whilst we still have the virus, and then you can just click on an email from me and I will send you the details, and you can decide, since it's standard times every week, which, if any, you want to take part in and book on them. Okay, so this is my version of the top 10. Myself and a colleague, Anna, have created a website containing these ideas, and the website's going live this coming Friday, and it will be available as a 4-week free trial. It will contain all the kind of things I outlined last week, and there's lots of other good stuff on the site too. So, if you'd like to find out more and receive a free copy of the site, and all the opportunities to take part in these sessions, then just email me at info@effectiveconnect.co.uk. That's info@effectiveconnect.co.uk. I'll repeat that address at the end of this podcast if that's helpful. Okay, so here are the fun and positive sessions available on that site, most of which I talked about last week. And remember, they're all free. So, tip number 1 is a weekly quiz. It's like a pub quiz, only at home. All the family can enter as one team, or you can have more teams from the family if you're that competitive. So it's going to be 8 p.m. every Sunday. That's a weekly quiz, 8 p.m. every Sunday. That's tip 1. Tip 2 is a discussion group. This will happen once a week for 90 minutes. It has a host, which will usually be me, to do my best to keep order, but it's over to you, all those participating, to have their say. We'll announce the topics in advance, but ideally they'll be based on your suggestions. And you don't have to stay for the full 90 minutes if you don't want to. So this one's going to be every Monday at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. So that's a discussion group every Monday at 9 a.m. Tip number 3 is a weekly challenge. This is going to happen every Tuesday at 4 p.m. for an hour. It's designed for families, but anyone can take part. Sometimes it might be a mental challenge, a brain teaser, or another time it could be a doing challenge, like making or building something. If it's the latter, we'll tell you in advance what resources you might need, and there'll always be things a typical household would have, and you only have an hour. So, on your marks? So that's going to be every Tuesday at 4 p.m, a weekly challenge. Tip number 4, family games. This is designed for children of all ages. If you're young at heart, this is for you. And if you like playing games with your family, then that's also for you. It's going to be 90 minutes of, well, you'll know most of them. Simon Says, What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf? And a whole host of other children's games that are just active and fun. There should be lots of laughter. So that's going to be every Saturday from 4 till 5:30 p.m. So that's every Saturday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Tip number 5. 5 minutes of fun. Here's the idea. Someone in your family or friendship or community group volunteers to provide that group with 5 minutes of fun. Those are the only 2 rules. 5 minutes, fun. So ideally everybody in your group takes a turn. And that's going to happen every Thursday from 4:30 to 4:45. 15 minutes in which the 5 minutes gets explained and then happens. So 5 minutes of fun every Thursday, 4 till 4:45 p.m. Tip number 6, keeping in touch, sometimes called KIT, K-I-T, keeping in touch. Unlike all the other suggestions here, this one will happen daily, but only for 15 minutes. It's a 12 till 12:15 slot every day for 15 minutes to keep in touch. It's simply a chance for people to connect and keep in touch. It's a sort of viral water cooler, a place where people can gather, where everyone's welcome just to natter, offload or listen. There's no agenda. It happens daily, and it's the kind of thing that actually might build some new friendships as well as sustain existing ones. So that's keeping in touch every day, 7 days a week, 12 till 12:15. Tip number 7. Also on the site are free one-to-one coaching sessions that you can book, or you can do the same by having a mentor. So they're available throughout the week, every day, and there's a booking schedule. So if you fancy a one-to-one coaching session, it'll usually be with me, then just go on the website, find a slot that's available and book in your name, and you'll have a one-to-one session. Okay, so that's tip number 7, free one-to-one coaching or mentoring sessions. Tip number 8. There's also on the website a chat room facility where, as the name implies, you can simply have a chat, but this time, using text. So there's a chat room on the website where you can leave and respond to messages. So that's tip number 8, a chat room on the website. Tip number 9, there's also a section that has a daily positive quotation, so a quote for the day. We've put a lot of quotes up, and we'd be very happy for you to send in your quotes as well, all of them with a positive beat, something that can give people a bit of an uplift. So that's tip number 9, daily quotes. And tip number 10, that's what's appearing on the site as from, this weekend really, but there's going to be a pop-up section on the site where we will announce additional ideas and events, all to do with creating and sustaining a positive approach during these difficult times. So, tip number 10, watch out for the pop-up site bringing you something new. So just to quickly recap the top 10, tip number 1, a weekly quiz. That's going to be 8 p.m. every Sunday. Tip number 2, a discussion group, which is going to be, I didn't say what, yes I did, it's Monday at 9 a.m. Discussion group at 9 a.m. Tip number 3, a weekly challenge to exercise your mental or physical abilities, and that's every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Tip number 4, family games, and that's going to be every Saturday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Tip number 5 is 5 minutes of fun. That's going to be every Thursday from 4:30 to 4:45. Tip number 6 is keeping in touch, which is daily for 15 minutes between 12 and 12:15. Tip number 7 is a free one-to-one coaching session that you book on the website if that's what you'd like. Tip number 8, there's also a chat room facility on the website where you can simply exchange views and discuss things via text. Tip number 9, there's a daily positive quotation on the site. And tip number 10, watch out for the pop-up section, which will bring you new stuff regularly. So there you are. That's the new website that's going to be called Effective Connect. And on that site, a whole host of what I've just described, which are going to be under the Uplift section. And they're all free. And if you'd like to be on the site, which is going to be available for a free 4-week trial, then all you have to do is email at info@effectiveconnect.co.uk. That's info at, then one string, effectiveconnect.co.uk. Send me the email to that address and I'll send you the link to the website. Simple as that. Anyway, thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay well, and bye for now. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe. You will still get the podcast for free, but you will also get an alert to let you know when the next podcast is available. And please recommend the podcast to anyone else you think might like it and benefit from it. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a review and any other comment, because they'll help promote the podcast series on the relevant platform. So, bye for now.